All right, YouTube, what is happening? It's 3 days to go. Title, tribute to Tony. Tying into Tony's morning live stream he did. Just tying into that. So if you want to know why my video is titled this, go see Tony's video. Arkansas Tony. Just playing off of his title there. So if you know, you know. But socks are important, right? 3 days. Everybody's worried about what's going to happen in 3 days. Everybody's getting ready, right? Everybody is saying, be ready, be prepared, right? You can make sure you got everything topped off. You never know what kind of chaos could ensue. I don't know. Biggest thing I'm worried about is the government overreaction if something did happen. That's your biggest problem. Unless you live within the 10-mile square or within a 10-mile ring around the 10-mile square where said chaos could happen. I guess there could be chaos in other places, but I'm not really worried about that. My word of advice, what I would suggest is just continue to do the things. Tony made a good point, just maybe limiting your movement a little bit come Monday, and making sure you know where everybody's at. Make sure everybody knows where everybody's at. Make sure everybody has a comp plan. Make sure everybody knows, what to do should something really haywire happen, which I guess is always a possibility on any given day, right? If anything on Monday, it should just reinforce you need to do those things on most other days too. That would be maybe my recommendation. Don't just use Monday as a drill to do those things regularly instead of just the one day on the calendar that someplace 2,000 miles away is having an event that you think might affect you somehow, some way. So continue to do the things. Have socks on hand. I've been thinking about socks lately, and that's kind of tied in. And just getting back to the basics. And I haven't had a chance to do that video. and maybe I'm just too lazy to do the video. I don't know. Whichever one you want to choose. But having your basics in order are more important than, some high-end, highfalutin piece of gear or something, just continue to do the things would be what I would say. Make sure you're planning for your winter garden to move into the summer, to get everything ready for spring planting. Like, have you got your compost rotated and, fertilizer plan or all those things, which I haven't got everything ready, but that's, it's up here. It's all happening, right? There's lots of things that have to happen here in a couple months, and it's coming up fast. And I've got great weather, so I need to take advantage of that. So that's what I'm doing, other than watching, and it's like the chaos has already started, just got off the net. Police in nearby jurisdictions aren't helping Capitol Police with security measures during the inauguration. Things like that are going down. Like, oh man, the sale of TikTok has got everybody. I don't know how the timing of this worked out, that TikTok is going to be shut down right before this happens, but it seems awfully, it just builds the story, right? It builds a narrative. It's not necessarily linked, but it sure seems like it, right? Is that going to get purchased and somebody's going to be able to keep it going? And now there's this other red commie platform, and I think it's quite literally called Red Note. I thought it was a joke. Apparently it's real. You call something Red Note and people aren't obvious that it's the Red Chinese. I don't get it. Just all kinds of strange coincidences, right? No such thing as a coincidence. So we had this kind of week pause after the mass wildfires distracting our attention. And then we're getting ready, everything leading into this week. So they wanted to make sure your attention was on this next forward week, right? They just took you off of the West Coast. Now they're focused on the East Coast. What's going on in between? What's really going on, right? That's a good question. What's the Federal Reserve been up to? And here's the rope-a-dope I think we need to get ready for. So this is a new prediction. Brace yourselves of how the silent but deadly central bank digital currency is going to be implemented and supported by everybody that you think is on your side. again, it's going to get presented as this great thing to prevent theft, to prevent misuse. You'll never have to worry about losing it. There's going to be all these great things they sell you on. And it's going to allow them to tax anybody and everybody. It's going to allow them to track everything, right? So if you, in particular, here's going to be a big selling point. The illegals won't have a way to escape because we'll only have cryptocurrency. So there won't be this underground black market of, especially with the illegals, right? Because everybody's been so focused on, the illegals this whole cycle that this cryptocurrency is a great way to get rid of them because they can't transact if they don't have the stuff. So they'll go back home or whatever. That's going to be the excuse. It's going to be one of many, right? But I just had this thought, like, that's another way to lock everything down, and they're going to sell everybody that's currently supporting the current thing and the current administration that this central currency is going to be great for them to get these people out of here that they don't want, right? That's going to be the selling point. Meanwhile, they're not going to do anything about it. They're not going to matter about the border. They're not going to worry about the, brigades and regiments of single middle-aged or military-age males. They're not going to worry about any of that. But we're going to put this digital currency into for your safety, for your control is what it's for. You can't make this stuff up, folks. So that was just a thought I had, like, yeah, it's right there. It is right there. Everybody is so tied into this deportation scheme that the crypto is the best way because it'll just give them no means to exist. So they got to go. Yeah. We're being witness to our own execution, it seems, I would say. So you got 3 days. Just do the things. Maybe think a little bit through it, especially if you live in the Northern Virginia 10-mile square area. Yeah, you might want to be concerned a little bit, but apparently it's a deep freeze and it's going inside, and I don't think the protesters are going to be out in the deep freeze. That I very seriously doubt that. So maybe San Francisco in the streets or somewhere there'll be a little a funeral procession that goes through as they all lament and wail and scream. It's going to be a lot of that, right? There'll be a lot of probably protests in front of all the Trump towers spread across the continent or whatever. All performative sideshow while they continue to scheme to implement total control through digital currency on your life, or inflate your life away, which is continuing. But yeah, I don't know. Don't focus too much on the rope-a-dope because it's coming. Make sure you come off the ropes swinging because they're going to be coming for you. They're coming for us. So know what's coming. Somehow, some way, they're going to get the digital currency. It's a matter of how, whether or not you can escape it or we can escape it together. I'm kind of doubtful because we're already tied up into the direct deposit scheme, right, and use of bank scheme. So it's already a partial. Just they got to have that total control and use and locking you down from spending. So, and the good thing is, hey, if we prevent people from spending, that prevents inflation. So you won't have these crazy fluctuations in prices. You won't have price gouging. There's going to be all kinds of excuses, all kinds. So I continue to lament. I continue to try to black pill everybody. Oh, speaking of black pill, I posted this on the Twitter. ATF retirees, the outgoing director and one of the other guys. One of them got an 80% lower as a retirement gift, and the other one got like a Tommy gun with a 50-round drum or something. Totally illegal under ATF's rules. Illegal, they're in Washington, D.C. It's all illegal in Washington, D.C. anyway. They are animals above the law. Some animals are more equal than others. Go check those stories out. Mr. Guns and Gear was hitting it hard. Or was that who it was? I can't remember which account. But anybody that's in the firearms community, all the Second Amendment channels were hammering the ATF as they deserve to, because they're definitely hypocrites and just, some animals are more special than others. It's Animal Farm writ large, and everybody's just rolling with the punches and clapping. Yay, he's retiring. Here's his present. which they would put you in prison for, if not surround your house and shoot your dog and your family with for having it. So yeah, great day, YouTube. It's Friday. Make sure you got socks. A wool sock is great. A synthetic wool combination is excellent. So stock up. Make sure you got those socks. You should have got socks for Christmas if you're on your game. So if you're not, so sad for you. Having good socks is very important. Start from the base up, right? You gotta have socks, you gotta have footwear. Everything else builds on that. So you don't have to do YouTube. Prep hard, live free.